Welcome to this week's edition of Saturday Night Satire. Sadly, the news has been dominated by the sad story about Henrik Novak, who some people are calling the UK's equivalent of George Floyd. Only difference is George Floyd was a criminal. And what happened to Henrik Novak was actually a victim of a racist accusation. He was stabbed by a guy who happened to be a Sikh, and it was the assailant, because Sikhs are allowed to carry a ceremonial knife, apparently. And what had happened is this. The Sikh, I forget the guy's name now, but he stabbed Henry Novak 5 times. And as he was bleeding, the assailant's brother actually phoned the police saying that there was a racist abuse, saying that he was being abused racially. So cops came and arrested Henry Novak, and he said he was saying that he was stabbed and repeatedly, and he said, "I think I'm dying," and cops were going, no, you're not. Well, unfortunately he did. So although there's no jokes about that, because I'm not going to joke about that happening, I will joke about Keir Starmer talking about this subject. And here we go. Keir Starmer hits back at the Trump administration, mainly J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. And he's accusing them of interfering with British democracy. Well, because they were talking about Henry Novak being the reason he died was because of uncontrolled immigration. So, going back, this is now where I do satire bit. They're going about J.D. Vance and Elon Musk interfering with democracy. What about in 2016, when we had that referendum vote? Didn't Barack Obama tell us, if we don't join, if we vote to leave the EU, you will be at the back of the queue? Now, everybody knows that Americans don't use the word queue when they're lining up. They call it a line. So but it was obvious that David Cameron told him to do it, and he was just parroting it and saying that. So had he said, you'll be back of the line, that would have been a bit more believable. But he used the British word queue. And I thought to myself, it's crazy. And I think that's why we voted it, because the British people thought, oh, he's been fed stories to, tell us to stay in the EU. So 52% of the British public who voted basically gave Cameron the middle finger. I say, up yours. And that's exactly what happened. And had we known that it would have taken 4 years, because Parliament had different ideas. They wanted to stay in. Well, politicians. We put the politicians there, don't we? So they work for us, not the way around. So it's all down to the two-tier policing. The only thing is with Keir Starmer and his two-tier policing, a wedding cake has about 3, sometimes 4 tiers. And I tell you what, when Nigel Farage wins the next general election here in the UK in about 2 or 3 years, it'll be Keir Starmer in tears, won't it? So, the next story is Peter Mandelson's paper trail. Yep. Right. He was apparently forced to release a parliamentary humble address, and Angela Rayner gleefully she had a key role in his in releasing the Mandelson files and the illicit Epstein files, but so, and also bizarre news now. Bizarre news in South Carolina. A police officer had lost his job after an argument over an office kitchen etiquette to a catastrophic degree. The officer is alleged to have pulled his gun out on his colleague, who committed the ultimate workplace sin of microwaving a fish in the station's staff room. In America, a staff room is called a break room. So I wonder if anyone else works in that office thinking of the communal microwave, that using the communal microwave, do they think, I understand the impulse? Well, could have got into a bit of fisticuffs, couldn't it? And there could have been a battering. And, I've just realised I've got another absurd story. A social media creator have been given a lifetime ban from Six Flags, the amusement park in America, or theme park. Yes, apparently he was sneaking a box of chicken nuggets to eat whilst on that roller coaster ride. And he wanted to eat 10 chicken donuts and film it. But he was caught with the food. And I thought to myself, well, had he gotten away with it, why don't you go to KFC, smuggle the bucket of chicken under his coat, go on there. As soon as it, however, go the top, the moment it goes to the top, fetch out his bucket, start eating the chicken. He might have chicken nuggets in that or whatever, And at least as it's going down, and like that, as it's going down and eating, well, at least with a KFC bucket, once the ride's over, at least he's got something to be sick in, hasn't he? So, if you just hold on, I'll bring in the Crimes Against Humanity. I've forgotten. So, I'll just go and get them. button back, and there you go, there's a box. So it's the Cards of Humanity, Cards Against Humanity question time. Dropping the instructions, but I don't need instructions for what I'm doing with them. So I'll just grab a few, I don't know. There you go, that's about enough. Right. So here we go. Cards Against Humanity. And I have absolutely no idea what's going to come out today. As you know, this is a part of the show where inappropriate things will be said through these, not necessarily me. So, let's go on with the stories. So, what will Keir Starmer be saying to JD Vance this week? What will he be talking about? Okay. Well, he'll be talking about it being an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist. Well, we've all seen The Sixth Sense. It'll be a case of, for Keir Starmer, he'll be thinking, I see Reform UK winning. I see UK, Reform UK winning. Oh, the next election. So, and the next one was about them. Oh yeah, let's see what JD Vance would have said. We'll talk about it in reply. And there's the thing there, okay? Sniffing glue. Probably thinks that Keir Starmer has been sniffing glue. I mean, that's why he appears to be glued in at number 10 Downing Street. Well, don't you worry. I'll be surprised if he's still in at number 10 at by Christmas, but if he's out by New Year, hey, that's a brilliant thing that'll happen for us. A Christmas present from the Labour Party. Right. And, of course, Elon Musk has been mentioned in that particular story as well. So what would Elon Musk be thinking about? Well, there you go. A ginger's freckled ballsack. Well, I wasn't going to bring Prince Harry into this, but you know, there's rumours that his marriage with Meghan Markle is on the rocks. She's probably dressed up as a mermaid, and when he says splashing the waves up, well, they live a Disney-fied life, don't they? So there we have it. Right, and let's go on about the policeman. Oh, that's it. The story after, let's go before the policeman. Let's go back to the Peter Mandelson stories. What will Angela Rayner be thinking about we go. Daddy issues. Oh, that's probably why she's the one that sort of instigated the investigation into the Mandelson files. So, well, we've got X-Files in the 90s. Now we've got the Mandelson files. And in America, they've just released some UFO files. And funny enough, Steven Spielberg has got a film coming out in the next couple of weeks called Disclosure Day. We're just waiting for one with Donald Trump releasing even more to say that they are actually here. But there you go. So, going back now about this story about the police officer, the one with holding the gun, pointing the gun at him, who was cooking some fish. What was the officer who was cooking the fish thinking about? Okay, you can see that. He was thinking about Sean Penn. He probably thinking, well, if I was Sean Penn, would you be pointing a gun at me? Or would you be thinking you'd get for being married to Madonna? I mean, divorcing her. I mean, who knows? So the officer that was holding the gun, what was he thinking about? Famine. What was he doing? What was he thinking? You know, there's people in Ethiopia starving to death and you're there cooking fish in the microwave. Wow, that leads me to a joke. Two haddocks swimming in the ocean. One of them says to the other, do you believe in cod? It reminds me of a vicar going to a dairy farm. The farmer says, hello there, vicar. So he says, have you come to look at our cheeses? Do you believe in cheeses? He says, yes, I believe in Jesus. Oh, sorry, you said cheeses. Yes. Cheddar, now it's for me to ask you, do you believe in Jesus? Well, God has peculiar ways. Oh, well, Keir Starmer has peculiar ways as well. So, the final card that's going to be drawn out to do with the headlines is the social media creator that hasn't been named. Next time he goes on a roller coaster, what's he going to do instead? Public ridicule, yes. He's going to do something for public ridicule, but what would he do? So here we go. Altar Boys. He's probably going to get some altar boys on the roller coaster with him as they eat some chicken. So I can imagine that the altar boys will go, oh, and then, and they'll probably shit their pants. Talking about pants, William Shatner was going to release some ladies' lingerie, but when those women voted that they wouldn't want to wear Shatner undies. So, right, and it comes to this part of the show where I ask now about television. So, Bradley Walsh is on with Chase Monday to Fridays. He used to be in Doctor Who, if you're watching this in America. And yes, he played Graham in the Jodie Whittaker era. So it's a shame he's still not in it because he was pretty good. And so what will he'll be laughing about to do with questions? He'll be laughing about the Great Depression. Well, that sounds like an oxymoron. Why would you want to laugh about the Great Depression? Wouldn't you feel depressed yourself? Just seeing how long we've had 21 minutes so far. That's okay. I don't care. And what else is there? Obviously, this morning is on every week. I normally say Alison Hammond and all this stuff. So let's switch host. What will Ben Shepherd be talking about on this morning next week? Hope. Now, would that be Tyrone and Fizz's daughter from Coronation Street? Or just hope that everything's going to go well next week? And Dermot O'Leary is another host on there. So let's have a look what he'll be talking about. A subscription to Men's Fitness. Actually, I would have thought Ryland Clark would have had that, but there you go. There's no harm in a man having a look at that if he's thinking about how do I get guns like that. Well, if you want guns, go to a gunsmith. That's what I say. So, but that's a different kind of guns to this one, isn't it? Right? And also, Kat Deal is on there. Now, she used to be in America with Dancing with the Stars, the American equivalent of Strictly Come Dancing. So what would Kat Deal be talking about this week? Batman Uncontrollably Guzzling Cum. I thought that was a spelling mistake for a minute, but as in chewing gum. But no, cum, C-U-M. Well, I always thought he was a spunky little fella going around, a spunky sprite going. Mind you, David Lammy can be a bit like that in Parliament's Guy. And second, Sadiq Khan. So, now that I've mentioned Sadiq Khan, what will Sadiq Khan be thinking about this week? Censures. Well, you'll be looking for Sagittarians, I should imagine. So if you see him walking about with Russell Grant, then you know he's looking for centaurs, Sagittarians, because aren't they supposed to be centaurs themselves? A horse's body and the top half male. You know, well, could be female, but human at least. And finally, one more. We'll have one more. And we know Alexander Armstrong presents the game show Pointless. What will one of the questions be about on Pointless? And this is the final one. Wanking into a pool of children's tears. Well, that must be an interesting topic. And all you have to do is look for the BBC paedophiles like Jimmy Savile, Rolf Harris, Stuart Hall from It's and Knockouts. You look at all of them. That must be some of the pointless answers. And if you ask me, it can be very pointless. Well, thank you for watching today's edition, this week's edition of Saturday Night Satire. And we all know Donald Trump, don't we? We all love Donald, and Donald Trump loves everybody else. Everybody loves the Donald. And of course, next week I'll be doing a few more impressions, and hopefully I'll do a little sketch or two for next week's show. So until next week, have a lovely week. And remember, I'll be back.